Hello guys, this is Core here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first video and I just wanted to use it to share my thoughts on the Reforged update. And obviously I've been playing this game for 10 years now, so I've been through all the ups and downs of this game. And I've been playing it for like competitively at a high level for 8 years now. So yeah, this game is a big part of my daily life, honestly, and I care a lot about this game and I want it to do well, to be fair, but I feel like the way Wargame is going about it isn't really a good thing, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out. And yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. I know obviously not everyone's going to agree with my opinions, but I'm curious to see, well, what your guys' opinions are. So, at the end of the video, if you or even now, like whatever you want, just share your comments. I will read out every comment. So, yeah, just let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious as well, but I just thought I'd share my opinions. So, let's get to it. Now I'm just gonna talk about this game, like this update at least. I'm gonna talk about it more from like a casual view, and then I'll dive down deeper into some of the details. So at the time of this recording, Wargaming did release a video about commanders. You can check it out on their channel. But to sum it up, basically they said that they feel there's a huge gap between players who've been playing this game for a while and new players that just entered the game. And with the crew skills and stuff, they felt like there's a huge gap and it's an unfair advantage or whatever. And yeah, so they want to make it, easier for new players to compete with people who've been playing for a while. But in my opinion, again, if I was wargaming and this is such a big issue, again, you don't need to change the entire system. Yeah, I agree. Leveling up your crew to max level takes years, honestly. It takes a long ass time. And yeah, I 100% I agree with that. So what do? Just make the requirement to research the crew a little bit less than it currently is. It takes a lot of XP to get there, now. And so if you want to make it easier for new players to, get there, make it so they get there by the time they're done their 5,000 battles or whatever, or at least halfway there or something. That would be way easier for everybody, like everybody, you don't need to change the whole system, based on a small problem. That's what I feel. Again, nobody really complained about this situation being a problem until now, I guess. And, they're saying it's a big problem. In my opinion, it's not really that big of a problem. Again, you have 5,000 battles to play in the new matchmaker where you fight against other people who have the same crew skills you do. So it's a equal fight at that, stage anyways. And, if it's a big problem, by the time you've done your 5,000 battles, and make the requirement less simple. It's a simple fix. Everybody's happy. Again, nobody asked for commanders. I don't know why they're going through with it. The second thing I want to talk about is also like, they want to make this game simple for new players, right? Like, if you haven't gotten the memo already, basically Wargaming wants to appeal to the casual new newbie player base to, encourage them to play this game more, which, okay, great. You want new players to play this game, that's amazing. But a lot of the changes that they're doing don't really like line up with this narrative that they're putting out here. So if you want new players to play, then again, why are you introducing so many like currencies? Like, okay, I guess we have tomatoes now. I don't know if that's like a battle pass currency or something, but you got tomatoes now for your missions. Okay, I don't know what this is exactly, but that's one thing. Then when you go to the shop, you have keys, and keys are, I guess, are used to unlock the sets, I guess, which by the way, the sets are super confusing. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the videos about them, but like I'm an experienced player and even I don't understand the sets here. Like what? Let's say I wanted to find like a tier 10, like 60 TP. Okay, where is the 60 TP in all of these sets here? Like, yeah, I don't understand. There's no way, like, the sets are not like, okay, I want the 60 TP. Where do I find it? It's nowhere to be seen. So basically, you're forcing me to like check every single set one by one until I get to the 60 TP. Like I actually don't know where it is. Like I have the 60 TP on my account. I know like which set it belongs to. I believe it's the M4 set. I think so, at least. I don't. But again, where is the M4? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, how do I know which set I want to like research? It just doesn't show me anything very like. Oh my God, there's arrows as well. So you gotta like. Oh my God, man. No. Confusing as fuck. Please, Wargaming. Nobody complained about tech trees in the first place, Wargaming. Every game has tech trees. War Thunder has tech trees. I don't understand what. No, just no. I'm sorry. I don't even think I need to explain it, like myself. I'm pretty sure the rest of the community also agrees, but if you're one of the rare people that like sets, then let me know why, because I seriously, I want my 60 TP. I want to research it. Where do I find it? It's nowhere to be found. I don't tell me I have to check every single set one by one until I find it. You know, that's gonna take. That's I'm gonna uninstall the game by that point. You know. But anyway, so that's one thing as well. So sets are super complicated, and the keys are for them. And now you like, let's say I want to like, upgrade my STB or whatever to consumables. The consumables now require a new currency, which is like these steel thingies. I don't even know what they're called. Steel bars or something. Like again, nobody complained about equipment being like credit based. Nobody ever complained about this. I don't understand why like why are they forcing this? And by the way, you run out of like these steel thingies. By the way, every time you enter a battle, you're using the consumable, right? And that costs like the steel bars, so you have to like get new ones. So it's a pain in the ass, man. Like nobody asked for this at all. Like I don't understand why they're so adamant on making a good game, a good simple game into a complex game. Nobody understands that. Not even like like okay, they're complaining about the new players not being understanding of this game, but like bro, I'm sorry, but even the old players who've been playing this game for 10 years don't understand it either, So it just, you're not fixing the problem, you're making it worse, okay? And yeah, so I don't know, just like there's so much new currencies which I honestly don't see the point of. Like the game was simple as it is and didn't need to be any more complex. And obviously, again, to go back to the sets, you have all these premium tanks in the middle of the sets. So what does this mean? Do I have to like buy these tanks to get the 215B if I want to? Like again, just doesn't make sense. And knowing wargaming, this will be some kind of pay to win feature. Like they'll force you to buy premium tanks to be able to get like the tank that you want, which again is just like nobody asked for this. It doesn't benefit anybody. Like people will not play your game. They will not pay money to be able to play a tank that they got for free or they should be getting for free. They like people are not that dumb. They understand. Look at freaking EA, how they run their games, how Battlefront was run, Star Wars if you ever like, played that game. They started putting loot boxes into everything, making it all pay to win, and nobody plays that game. The game fucking died. All right, it's an amazing game, beautiful game, amazing graphics. Like it's a very very special game. This Battlefront game. Nobody plays it now because of the pay to win features. Now look at Blitz. Again, Blitz is not like when you compare Blitz to other games. Blitz is not special whatsoever when it comes to graphics. It's a very honestly very basic game. It's not a graphically beautiful game. It's not a very action packed game. It doesn't have any like, like special features that no other game has. Like Blitz is a tank game, okay? It's supposed to be a tank game. It's built as a tank game. Stop making it into something it's not. Stop trying to change it into a Fortnite game, okay? They did say with the commanders are going to try to undo this, but yeah, I'm not really that convinced. And just by the aesthetic of the game, you can see how like look, the graphics, okay, they can be nice and all, but when you go into the actual maps, which I will play like in a little bit here, I'll show you some of the maps. But when you go into the actual maps, you can see that the maps have a lot of like colors and like random things in them that are not realistic. Like for example, like some on Canal, you have like this like glowing red, I don't know, element, I guess. Like it just looks like Element 115 from Call of Duty if you ever played Zombie. It just looks like that. You have all that like around the map. It also looks like whatever, like when Fortnite has a new season and they're like, the map is about to change and like it turns into red and then blue and then oh the new map is out. It just looks like that. And again, like nobody asked for this and I don't know why they're going down this route. Like this is not going to attract more of the little kids that you want to gamble in this game. Okay, this game was not designed for kids. Stop making it into a kids game. It's not a kids game. Okay, kids are not supposed to gamble on 0.002% chance crates. All right, like it just it's not a kids game. I'm sorry, it's not. If you want a kids game, go play Fortnite. Okay, like it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. And like I just don't really understand why they're like so hell bent on making this a kids game when it's not. Maybe it's because like a kid is more likely to gamble all their money on a tank they're not going to get than an adult is. Maybe that's why. But it's just it doesn't make sense. Like what makes Blitz special is the community. Okay, and it will always be the community that makes this game special. This game is not, again, like I said, this game is not graphically special. It's not very action packed. Like if you want an action packed game, you go play Battlefield, right? If you want amazing graphics of a tank or whatever, you go play War Thunder or some of the PC version of this game even. Like Blitz is not created for like these kind of things that they're trying to like turn it into. Okay, it's not supposed to be a kids game. It's not supposed to be a beautiful graphics game that like people play just for the graph. It's supposed to be a game that is played because of the community, and it also has like the atmosphere of the game. Like the game back then, it was based on realistic, like it had that realistic vibe to it, and you could feel the tanks, like the tanks had power in them. And these physics that they introduced in this game here, this Unreal Engine physics, the tanks feel more like toys. They don't feel like actual tanks. Like. So well, in Blitz, usually when you drive the tank, you can feel the power to weight ratio of the tank. You can feel like it feels like a tank. It looks scary. It looks, menacing. It's a tank. This here is not a tank, and this commander is not, like, again, nobody asked for this, and this isn't it in wargaming, okay? And again, what wargaming are doing, in my opinion, is kind of killing the community a little bit with what they're trying to do. They're trying so hard to attract new players, which, when you look at how history of other games hasn't really worked out, in the past. So if you neglect your current community and change the game completely into something else in hopes of attracting a new community, what happens is the old community leaves you, and then there's not enough people coming in to replace the old community, and the game just dies off slowly. That's what's happened with many games in the past, and that's what's going to happen to wargaming if they continue down this route of trying to change the game to something it's not. Okay, you just spent 10 years building this game on the same foundation, and all of a sudden you're changing it completely. And you think the community is going to be okay with this. Like, it's not a good change, okay? Like, you could be using your resources into this game to upgrade the graphics, that's great. But like, don't change the actual gameplay, don't change the mechanics, don't change the way way you research tanks. Like, it just it's not the same game. I'm sure you guys can agree with that, but again, if you don't, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious about everything, like what you guys think and stuff. But that's just my thoughts. And also another thing as well that not a lot of people have talked about, but I played this game for a little bit, like on the open test, and honestly, the aiming feels super super dumbed down than what it used to be. It feels very like easy to aim now, if that makes sense. And I guess they're making that to appeal to the new players to make it easier for them to learn the game. But it kind of takes away from what Blitz has always been. And this might be a little bit controversial, but in my opinion, I feel like Blitz has been special because of the competitive aspect, because of the stats, because of like the fact that you can track how good you are. And in this current, version of this game here, I don't have stats anymore. I have 79,000 games and I can't see my stats. I cannot see like the individual tank stats or whatever. It takes a while to get there. Like it just isn't as easy as it used to view your stats anymore. And again, like the stats of the game are what encouraged me to be better at this game. And this is how I became a tournament player in the first place. Is I saw my win rate or whatever, and I wanted to improve my win rate, and then it worked from there. That's how the game should be. And so them removing the win rate and also adding like like basically now, if you guys don't know, is I think there's two modes. There's a random mode, and this random mode will not count for stats. So this is basically what public matches are right now, and this doesn't count for stats anymore. But then they want to introduce the ranked mode, and this will be the one that counts for stats, is the ranked. And again, this is a skill-based matchmaker that nobody asked for. This is a skill-based matchmaker that we forced Wargaming to remove a couple updates ago, if you guys remember, with the amount of like hate that it got from the community, right? And again, they're just very stubborn. Like, this is an issue with Wargaming. This is my biggest concern. It's not the fact that they'll undo the changes we don't like or whatever. No, that's not the issue. The issue is that they'll undo the changes in the moment, but again, their long-term game plan like relies on those changes anyways. That's what they have in their mind. And again, them bringing this skill-based matchmaking back is which is basically they're trying to call it ratings or whatever, but this isn't ratings. And again, stats. Just to have stats in my tank, I have to basically play ratings. This is kind of insane. This isn't what the game is designed for. Again, if you don't want stats to be affected, you have game modes already. Like, it's in the game. Nobody asked for to make pubs like not affecting stats. Like, it's just a bad outlook on the game. This is supposed to be a competitive game. It's what makes it special. And nobody really asked for the removal of stats or the reduction of how obvious the stats are. Stats are a part of this game. That's what the game is built on. Like, you can't just remove that and expect people to want to play the game. I look at me as a, what's it called, 70K player game, or player, not player, but 70K game, 80,000 games almost played, right? What do I have left to achieve in this game to like motivate me to play? I have literally every tank in the tech tree. And I play this game, like a big part of this game is stats. Like I like to play for my stats. I like to, push myself to have stats or whatever, like to have high stats, and that's what the game should be about. It should be about, like, it's a competitive game. It's kind of like CS or whatever. Like, CS is not a, oh, you just mess around, have fun. CS is a ranked game. You try to level up your rank or whatever, right? But CS has a big population, so it makes sense to do this. In Blitz, it doesn't have that big of a population, and you will not be able to get, the same effect as what other games have, and they shouldn't be messing around with stuff that has worked already for them in the past. There's no need to change it now. I just don't see the point. So that's my rant. I don't think there's a whole lot more to talk about, but I'll go into battle here just to show you guys what the game kind of looks like. Now, again, like I said, it just feels very childish. Like, it just doesn't feel like a tank game. It feels like an arcade game that you play, like for fun or whatever. But it doesn't feel like a realistic game anymore. And honestly, like, I thought with Unreal Engine that Wargame's gonna make this game more realistic. Because they can. Like, like there's many games that run on Unreal Engine that have super realistic graphics, and they can very easily make this game beautiful and high graphics or whatever they want, which is good. That's good. But like, I'm not complaining about the graphics being, like, you know, better, but I'm complaining about the style they chose for their graphics here. Anyways, so we're in game here. Now I am using 215B. They did for some reason add reactive armor onto this tank. I don't know why, don't ask me, but for some reason they didn't think that a 7-second reload with Hesh and reactive armor is going to be an issue. So I'll show them how much of an issue it will be. So we're on Desert Sands here. Again, this is one of the few maps that actually seems still realistic, by the way. So this is not really a good example to show you, but the map for this one looks fine. I don't have any complaints about this map. Obviously, the graphics could be a little bit better. Like it's very blurry the more you go into the distance. But yeah. Now you'll see what I mean. You see how, like, the dispersion doesn't change? It's just very constant. It almost feels like my gun is stabilized, and it just doesn't feel like I need a lot of skill to aim here. So here, I'm gonna park up here. I'm gonna wait for the first guy to pop up, and look how small my aim circle is. This is like a laser pointer right now. There you go. Got my first shot in. All right. It's a pretty low roll, but it was APCR anyways. Now I can see... Ooh, 60 TP. All right, I want this guy to die here, so I'm going to pressure him. Now, adrenaline. With adrenaline, my tank becomes... guess what? I have 5.9 seconds reload. All right. Now, Wargaming, if you think this isn't going to, like, destroy the little puppies that you're, like, the people you're trying to appeal to anyways, the ones that are just, like, getting started into this game, look at this. This guy died in 2 seconds, man. I'm telling you. That was bad shot. Missed my shot there. Skill issue. Gotta watch out for this 215B here. 567, and also I do have the max roll thingy next, so on my next shot here I'll get a improved roll. 586 again. I'm probably gonna die soon, I think, but again, like, look, I'm not even, like, really trying to play this game super strategically, and I've already done like 4K damage almost, and yeah, like, again, it just isn't, this isn't really like a very high skill demanding game anymore, Now I'll leave the battle and get into another tank here. It's the let's see if we can get a different map so I can show you a little bit of the vibe that I'm a little bit complaining about here. Go with the Super Punk because I have that equipped already, so I'll go again here. But again, honestly, I just want to hear your comments and your opinions, but just in general, I feel like, just to sum it up a little bit, I feel like Wargaming needs to focus on the things that make this game special. And again, the graphics have never been what made this game special. Neither has been the action or whatever, or the, mechanics. Like, the game has always been special because of the atmosphere it gave off and the community behind it. It always had that kind of World War II atmosphere to it. A lot of players that entered this game, I know myself included, like, when I first started playing this game first time ever, all I wanted was just to, like, get my Tiger 1 or whatever, like, it was very simple, and then it worked up from there. And that's kind of how I imagine most people enter this game. You know, they just want like they have a tank in mind that they want to play, and that's the tank they want to go to. And then when you include sets and all this like complicated stuff, it just makes it very difficult to, very difficult to figure out like how to even get to where you want to be, And I hope Wargaming removes sets. I hope Wargaming removes commanders, to be fair. Again, the original cruise like XP system they had was fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Sure, it took forever to unlock. Okay, then make it less to unlock. It's honestly takes two buttons to make it less. Nobody asked for an entire new system just so you could, you know, I don't know. Like it just changes the game too much, and I don't really like the way they're going about it. Like, see how easy it is to snipe that guy's cupola? This is what I mean by like the aiming system is super like noob friendly right now. Like every shot I'm hitting is hitting exactly where I'm aiming it. You don't really have the same kind of like skill that was required before to try to hit these shots. Again, I'm gonna try to hit my chieftain's cupola here. Oh, nice, the game crashed. Oh, all right, well, nice. I think that sums it up. Oh, the game just crashed for no reason. All right, well, yeah, these are my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.